Okay, I'm going to make a video for you that you're going to like, okay? And then I'm going to take a few people to school, and I'm really going to take them to school. You know, some of the most iconic images that we admire today, some of the original prints of which are worth upwards of sometimes $200,000 plus, made with really crummy, let's just call them, I'm going to use the words of the idiots, okay? I'm going to use their exact lexicon. Obsolete lens design, abysmal performance, obsolete spherical designed lenses. Those images are worth a fortune. I will also tell you the fact that the images as made by all these cockroaches swarming out on the internet telling you what you should or shouldn't buy as far as lenses, no one would give them a penny for anything that they took with their extremely expensive camera and their incredibly expensive lens. So, images taken with extremely, I'm going to use their words now because I would never talk about obsolete lenses. Extremely obsolete lenses and lenses that have abysmal performance. Those images are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The point is that photography is an art form. Okay? It's an art form. The only place where technical photography needs such incredible lack of distortion and extremely high resolution, not that there's anything wrong with resolution, is technical photography. Okay? Let me quote you one of the many people. Let's quote passages of stupidity, and then we'll correct these. Kian on the subject of lens formula is a dyed-in-the-wool cheapskate. Okay, so apparently I'm a cheapskate. He champions a bias towards obsolete and cheap lenses. I do. Well, this person has never seen any of my videos, so obviously this person is a fool. I see these comments all the time, so I'm actually not singling out a single person. I am logical, I'm consistent, I'm rational, and I've used more lenses than all these people combined. Now, I can't say collectively thousands and thousands, but pretty much. Have I ever made a video championing cheapskate lenses, or like junk? It's like I prefer junk. There's no such thing as an obsolete lens design. I said championing. That's a tough word, isn't it? Championing. There's no such thing as an obsolete lens design. You see this lens, it's older than your father. It's probably, depending on your age, about as old as your grandfather. I'm going to ask people like this, and there are a lot of them. I see these exact same comments all the time from many different people. You show me one damn Nikkor lens that produces soap bubble bokeh, and then I will get on my knees and I will kiss your ass. Because you will be right and I will be wrong. The answer is, there isn't one! Photography is about the image. You, not meaning you people watching this video, you, with your expensive camera and your insanely expensive lens, nobody gives a damn about your pictures. But I can find images made with lenses so old they make this look like a modern lens design. Those images are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Photography is about the image. Do you understand me, little boy? Little boy. Yes, I'm calling you, and I'm not singling out any particular person. I see these comments over and over again. Photography is about the image. No such thing as an obsolete lens design. You see this lens? I have championed it endlessly, in his words and the words of many other people. Totally brand new design, $2,800. Am I a cheapskate? No. Give this lens extremely high praise. Insanely expensive lens. This lens is incredibly cheap. It is built like a friggin' tank with quality that is unmatched. Have you ever seen a really old Rolex? I used to own one. Some of those old Rolex watches from back in the day, really old watches, the amount of perfection of craftsmanship. You ever seen a Fabergé egg? I lived in Russia. I had a tour of the museum in the Kremlin. The Kremlin has a museum, and a lot of the stuff in there is really friggin' old, but some of it is made by some of the finest craftsmen on earth. and its precision is exquisitely unmatched and unparalleled. The carvings on a Fabergé egg, for example, are so incredible they will make you fucking cry. If you were to look at this lens very closely, you will cry. I've taken several of these apart and rebuilt them because of dried grease. You know, it dries up. The precision and craftsmanship of master opticians on the inside of this thing will make you cry. Maybe not literally, but it is that exquisite. There's no such thing as obsolete lens design. There are things that are superior today in lens design. Zoom lenses, here's one example right here. Very, very expensive, just came out. I own it. Not borrowing it, not renting it, I own it. Ultra-wide lenses. There have been radical improvements in things below 35 millimeter. Faster tracking lenses with optical image stabilization. Now, faster autofocus and image stabilization has nothing to do with image output, but it is highly desirable and part of the system because I created the 6-point system for judging all lenses. It's the resolution, phase, gain, bandwidth, construction, and drive. All aspects of any lens fall within those 6 criteria. Okay? There are inexpensive lenses today that, they perform marginally. What does this have to do with anything? Everything is about image output. Point me to a Nikkor lens that produces soap bubble bokeh. If that's what I want in people that see the images of soap bubble bokeh off a really cheap inferior lens design, they love that. If Nikon made a lens like that, do you know why Meyer Optic Görlitz? I'm talking to you, little boy. Son, little boy, who knows nothing about lenses. I will ask you a damn question right now. Meyer Optic Görlitz. They're creating some of the Domiplan copies, except far better made. They still have major distortion and chromatic. There are only 3 elements in that lens. They sold out of that lens instantly. Do you know why? Because it produces amazing soap bubble bokeh. Nikon makes nothing like it. Neither does Canon. Nobody makes anything like it. That lens sold out instantly. I forget how many thousands they were going to make. Sold out. Boom! Gone. Pre-ordered. People were willing to wait months and months to get their damn lens because there's nothing else out there like that. There's nothing else out there like it. There's no such thing as obsolete lens design. Photography is about the damn image, little boy. Okay? Do you hear me? It's about the image. Your images with your expensive camera and your incredibly expensive Sigma lens or whatever the hell it is you think that's so awesome and so modern, nobody gives a crap about buying your damn images. You're barely looking at them on Flickr. But I can point you to some really incredible inferior lens design of images that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So much for your damn theories. See, determining the value of a lens design turns out to be somewhat more complicated than counting the number of elements. This is true. I've never said any specific lens element count was like the magical boundary where it turned from awesome to crap. I've never said that ever. It is, however, a fact that the reason, and it's not because of the very fast aperture like 1.4, 1.2, 1.8. There's a reason why people buy prime lenses. That's only one reason. The rest of the reasons are the beautiful rendering characteristics of a prime lens. And if you type in a Google search anywhere, you will see anybody with half a brain will have the same. Why should I buy a prime lens? Because it's a low element count divine rendering lens. Low element count. Okay? We don't say what number it is. Glass thickness varies. I mean, you could have a super thick element, you could have a super thin ED element, you could have an aspherical element. It's not element count. It's amount of glass, how it's designed, how it's arranged. A lot of scientific factors that will make your eyeballs cross. Okay? That's undeniable, it's irrefutable. I never said there was an X boundary. I have, however, said that over-designed prime lenses with excessive element counts are de facto worse in overall rendering output, even if they're both sharper and have less chromatic aberration. These foolish people that say this stuff, and I see it everywhere, they've never used a great lens. They've never had one in their hands. They don't know. This is the latest, greatest lens. I've been to DxO Mark, and it's got the best MTF charts. You know what that means? Nothing. It means it's a high-resolution lens with little chromatic aberration, but that doesn't mean it's a beautiful lens. I point people to like Flickr. It's like, don't believe me. Go to like the Flickr page for the Voigtlander 58. Go to the Flickr page for the Nikkor 180mm 2.8. Go to the Flickr page for the 105 f2 DC Nikkor. There are a lot of this. Go to the Flickr page for the 60mm f2.8. There are countless, endless thousands of people bought that lens off my recommendation. Where are your 3,100 videos, little boy? Where are they at? Where are your 3,100 videos full of lens recommendations? And what is the feedback that you're getting on those 3,100 videos? My personality sucks, but people say, my God, I hate that guy, but I bought some of his lens recommendations, and they're awesome. Thanks so much. I still hate you, but thank you for the lens record. I mean, I see stuff like that all the time. That's fine. I like people to be happy. Here he goes. Many of the favorite lenses that Ken champions are obsolete spherical designs that have abysmal performance. You know, there's no such thing as a classic lens or a modern lens. There's only a great lens versus a crap lens. Well, there's obviously some, bandwidth in between there, but there's no such thing as old lens design versus new lens design. You know why? Because photography is an art form, and it's about the damn image. If you can point me to a Nikkor lens that makes soap bubble bokeh, let me know what it is, because I know it doesn't exist. That's why this lens, which is older than my damn dad, pardon me, Dad, I had to use that emphasis, older than my dad, makes images that make people's hearts like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's why Meyer Optic Görlitz sold the piss pot out of their Trio plan and a couple of other. I mean, they got chromatic aberration, they got vignetting. They are really, 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 really simple lens design. They got 3, 4, 5 elements. One of them is a triplet lens, which, by the way, is a lens design that's over 122 years old. A triplet, Cooke triplet lens design. 120-year-old lens design. Let me rephrase this for you, boy. 120-year-old lens design. Over. That lens, as soon as it was listed by Meyer Optic Görlitz, the pre-orders, boom, gone, sold the hell out. Well, who the hell would buy a lens that has a 120-plus-year-old design behind it? These are the measure-baiting idiots that I warn you about. They think that anything is modern is better. Here's a modern lens. It is better. I've praised it endlessly. It's insanely expensive. It's fluoride, EDVR, blah, 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 blah. There are a lot of really expensive lenses that I've praised very, very highly. They're insanely expensive. They're modern design. I recommend them. They're not cheap, so obviously I'm not a damn cheapskate. Oh, he only recommends cheap old crap. You know, that fat, bald, tattooed asshole. Really? That's a lie, and you're a liar. Not referring to one person. There are a lot of people that say this. They're liars. Flat out, rancid, stinking, disgusting liars. I don't care what anybody calls me, but don't be a liar. Okay? Don't be a pathetic liar. Do you know how many rounded aperture blades are in this inferior old lens? 14 rounded aperture blades. Incredible precision. Far better than what's in this $2,800 lens. Do you know why? Because this was made back when labor was really, 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 really cheap. Skilled cheap labor was really cheap. I mean, really skilled labor and cheap. That's something that's really awesome that does not exist anymore. That's why people, hardcore, world-class photographers, have thanked me on lens recommendations, and some hardcore, world-class photographers never heard of me, which is fine. They're using old, like, why are you using that old lens? I mean, you could buy whatever you want. You can get the lens for free. All they have to do is call up the lens company. I want this lens. Boom. They send it to them. You know, when you're a super famous photographer, they'll send you anything because they just want their stuff to be seen in your hand. They're using old-ass lenses. Why don't you ask yourself that question, little boy? Why some of these world-class famous photographers are using really, 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 really old, inferior lenses from like the 1950s, the 1940s, the 1960s. Answer that question. The answer is you can't, because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't. Here ended the lesson. I have proved my case. I am right, and you are wrong. Thank you. I see these comments all the time and everywhere. Liars. Rancid, stinking liars. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. Photography is about the image, girlfriend. Okay? Nobody gives a crap what lens you use to get it. It is about the image. Nobody gives a damn how expensive your damn lens is that took your damn picture. They only care about the damn image. You feel me, girlfriend? That's the fact. You can't step against it because it's hardcore, set in stone, it's a brick wall, 100 feet tall, right over your head. You're never going to move it. Thank you. Bye.